This video is for complete beginners. If you have any idea what you're doing spearfishing, you're gonna find it very boring. I'm making it mostly for my friends who come and visit and they spearfish with me for the first time as just a crash course because I've given it about 8 times at this point. It gets a little redundant and I leave stuff out. I'm by no means an expert. I'm still very new to this myself. I've only been at it for about 6 months, but I feel like that puts me in a good position to understand the tribulations of a beginner spearfisher rather than those guys who don't even know what a 20-foot drop feels like anymore. Before we check out the weapons, before we hold our breath, spearfishing starts with snorkeling. So we're gonna get comfortable with this gear first. Starting with the defog, people use spit, people use baby shampoo. I love this stuff right here. And just a few drops in here, rub it around, and I rinse it out with fresh water because we have very hard water here in Hawaii and I don't want that to dry caked on the inside of the mask. Once you have the mask comfortably around your ears and secure to the back of your head, you're gonna take a little breath in through your nose to secure that suction even more, and then you are a mouth breather. Breathe only in and out through your mouth to make sure your goggles don't become loose or fog up. If water does get into the snorkel here, just blow out hard in your mouth. Don't surface and take the whole thing out. Just give it a hard blow out and continue on. Now onto the fins. Short fins are going to be easier to control for beginners and give you quicker bursts of speed. But long fins are going to be more effective, though more difficult to manage. If you're not in a big rush trying to get out of a current or something, I like to pretty much do all my propulsion through the fins. No hand movement, I kind of just hold the spear by my side and try to keep my body sleek. Next, we have the dive knife. Fantastic for braining fish, cleaning fish, and getting yourself out of tricky and dangerous situations underwater. You're going to want this secured to a part of your body where either hand can easily access it. Because, for example, if I had this strapped to my left forearm and my right hand gets stuck in some fishing line that's caught around the reef, I can't cut it off because I cannot get this knife free with my free hand. Speaking of getting tangled underwater, next we have our dive line connected to our dive float. Dive floats are required here in Hawaii if you're diving in an area that is navigable by boat. The dive line connects to my float on my weight belt here. I like having this all connected to my belt because if anything of this gets stuck on the reef, I can just rip the belt off, free myself of all the gear, and go get some breath. My dive belt also has these weights on it, so I'm neutrally buoyant in the water. The neoprene wetsuit is very buoyant, so I need something to cancel that out. If you're going in just swim trunks or something, the weights aren't too necessary. If you're going out with a partner, which is strongly recommended as it is a safer way to dive, you need a way to communicate with them underwater. The go-to is usually going to be grunts like It's an easy sound to produce underwater, and it just says, hey, look at this. Also connected to the dive float is a fish stringer. This one works like this. You string them through here and close it back up. You do not want those dead fish hanging around your waist or too close to you, especially in murky water where the sharks are hunting by sense of... No, I'm not talking about sharks. Don't scare anybody. Keep the dead fish away from you. But really, if you do run into a shark, do not splash around, do not swim away. At the very least, hold your ground, keeping your weapon in between you and it at all times. Even better, fin towards it a little bit, swim at it to let it know that you are not prey. You're a predator out here too. So we're ready to go underwater. Before your drop, all your muscles should be relaxed, focusing on your neck. You should be breathing normally and your heart rate should be at baseline. You're going to take a big breath out, expel all the air from your lungs. You don't want any stale air sitting in there taking up room. And then take a big breath in. This is corny, but please actually do it. There's a lesson. Take a big breath with me when my fingers go to 1. Now let's try again, but pretend that you have 2 chambers that you want to fill. First your stomach and then your chest. Again, when my finger hits 1. Imagining the 2 separate chambers, for me, I feel like I get a lot more air. As you're going down, you're going to feel some pressure in your sinuses and ears, just like you would on an airplane. To alleviate it, behave the same way. Pinch your nose and blow out. Now that we're comfortable with the basic gear, signaling our partner, and taking a drop underwater, it's time to get into the fun stuff. First, the pole spear, or more commonly referred to as the 3-prong here in Hawaii, because of the 3 prongs on the tip here. It's also got a textured grip to hold on the fish, but the main grip is going to come from the prongs spreading apart when they enter the fish. To load the 3 prong, you're going to put your hand in between this rubber that's on the butt end. You want it in between your thumb and your pointer finger. Then grab the spear as you normally would. Take your other hand, reach up, and pull up with that banded hand. When you're ready to shoot, you want to stick your arm straight out, no bend in your elbow. The reason being, all this potential energy in the band is going to send something somewhere. You want it to send the spear out. If your elbow is bent, it's going to also send your hand back. Take some practice shots when you get in the water. You want to be familiar with loading and shooting accurately before you see your first fish. If your first shot is taken on a fish, you will not get it. And sustainability is the real beauty of spearfishing. Do not shoot at any live coral or anything living underwater that's illegal or you don't plan to eat. Here in Hawaii, you're going to want to start off shooting kole, manini, or pakui-kui. The kole's minimum size requirement is 5 inches, the manini's is 6. The pakui-kui doesn't have regulations, but don't take one under 5 inches. Now the big guns. This is our spear gun. It is powered by 2 bands, similar to the one on the butt end of that pole spear, but more powerful. It shoots a thin metal spear with a flopper on the end. This way, when it shoots through the fish, the flopper engages and holds it in place. Do not shoot this if the fish has healthy coral behind it or a rock. If you see a fantastic fish and absolutely must take a shot and blast your spear into a rock, make sure you have at least that much clearance between the fish and the rock so the flopper has an opportunity to engage. This specific gun has an effective range of about 14 feet, but that range will vary greatly depending on a few factors that we are not going to get into. If I sent you this video and you're coming to visit me, I will take care of all the reloading of the spear gun. But here is how to do it. Alright, honestly it's a little easier underwater because everything is going to be kind of floating instead of fighting gravity, but you're going to slide the shaft under these 2 bands. Pull it back and make sure none of that shooting line here is stuck underneath of it. Latch it into place there. Settle it into its groove here. Take the shooting line and wrap it around here going up, around here going down. Bring it back and latch it onto your line release over here. And then you would just take these bands, pull them back and latch them onto the notch that you want, depending on how much power you're looking for. A lot of people load it on their chest and pull the bands back. I like to do it on my dive belt buckle, but be careful that it doesn't slip because it does hurt. With this one, we're going to be targeting nine-eyes, palanis, hoggies, broomfish, and filefish. And with either the 3-prong or the spear gun, if any of these 3 fish come within range, shoot them. They are invasive. Shoot the small ones, shoot the big ones, take them out. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching, especially if I sent you this video before you come out to visit me.